привет всем любителям игр про вампиров. Я продолжу прохождение игры. Продолжу, да? Это что за комната?
It's locked.
Наверное, я пойду сделаю квест. Квест. Где там квест? Вот этот квест. Ну, по-моему, еще вчера это сказал. Правда, не сохранилось. Или сохранилось. То, что я поубивал местных охотников на вампиров. Да. В какую сторону мне теперь идти? Дариус Петреску болен бронхитом. Ну ничего. Не идти далеко. А это кто? Этой женщиной не видел.
Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Doctor.
My brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Так, это отличный вопрос. Ничего. Есть интересные ли в округе?
Who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Есть здесь кто-нибудь, кого стоит избегать?
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Что вы думаете о местных
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Расхаживает и продает лекарства. Значит, покупают. Сколько оно стоит?
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Что это? Бальзам Свонбора, кодеин, опиум. Ладно, куплю эту фигню. Так. Альберт Пальмер. А, это я видела их в прошлый раз. Бомж.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Вам стоит прочесть это письмо.
I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. It's just... Well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
Бальзам Свонбора. Аквафонтис, Идла Репетита, Идем Стилата, закись водорода. Нилюит. А, он мне тоже, что ли, отдал эту фигню? Так. Бесполезен. Она работает на Мейсона Свонбора. Я и не видел, где он. Так, в этом районе я тоже почти всех уже распознал. Ну, тут осталось так, задать личные вопросы. Почему стреляли
Whatever the
мальчика?
boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy he just frayed me last nerve.
Понятно. Я так и не понимаю, зачем доктору знать это
Perhaps
все.
you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Расскажите об этом
What can you tell me
районе.
about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
Так, у вас нет семьи.
You don't have anywhere to go. No family that would welcome you.
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
Так, так.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm
Familia.
just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Понятно, Бен. Так, личные вопросы.
A gun?
Что надо это сказать? Эй, бабка, женщина.
Good evening.
Задать личные вопросы. Странно. Ваши средства.
Loretta, your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure a common cold, and you know it.
The Swanborough's cordial secret ingredient is hope, Doctor. And it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case, you could be murdering your customers who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention in Whitechapel. Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
Вы не думаете
If your
помогать.
true purpose was to help, you wouldn't take money from the poor for your snake oil.
Oh, but to pay for it is part of the process, Doctor. If it were free, they wouldn't believe in it.
Так, понятно.
Goodbye, Miss.
Ну, он поговорил с
has
ней.
been proven by many.
Что?
You'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
Me?
Albert.
I'll not die in some piss stink.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Конечно, я тебе задам личные вопросы. Незнакомец.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
Ты выбрал жертву.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London. So you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off.
Ищите себе другого. Что, опять
Goodbye.
пойти с Беном поговорить?
Proud of me.
Эй, Бен. Бродяга Бен.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
Good evening, Ben.
I'm afraid not.
Так, личные вопросы. Расскажите мне о войне.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
Не стоит стыдиться.
Yes. Sounds like shell shock. I've seen a few cases like yours. This is nothing you should be ashamed of, Benjamin. And it's perfectly natural in your situation.
Not ashamed. I just need my
Просто
pills.
нужны таблетки.
Peace and quiet, that's all.
Что не может без лекарств. Нариком стал. У меня нет лекарств от
You don't
мигрени.
seem well, Ben.
I always feel ill.
Угу.
I will
Давать
see you.
лекарства, ну типа оно у меня
A gun?
есть.
This elixir will give you faith
Так,
again.
ладно, пойду квест сдавать.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets.
Не, мне кажется, туда лучше не спускаться. Хотя, если сюда спущусь,
I'll not die in some piss
вряд
stinking
ли
alley
будет
which is
хорошо.
worse than a weak old lappy.
I cannot enter.
По карте куда идти? Так, а по карте надо сюда идти. Блин, это через это всю тащиться. Через весь Лондон. Ой, фиг его знает. А ну да, здесь эти были всякие бомжи, которых убил оборотень. Или что-то на него похожее. Так. Надеюсь, они сюда не
Human blood.
вернулись.
Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Куда они ведут эти следы?
Kill it, boy! To you! Crush the leech, boys!
Нифига себе! Тут охотники на вампиров какие-то. А, нельзя выбраться.
Burn, vermin!
Так нельзя, чтобы в угол загнали. Срочно отсюда убегать надо. Так, ну одного убил. Сейчас еще одного.
Burn it, boys! Likes a bit of fire!
Ух, еще чуть-чуть и попал. Еще один вылез. Куда они бесконечно, что ли, появляются?
Look at it! Gone up like kindling!
Еще один. Это нечестно. Даже очень нечестно.
Crush the leech, boys! I'm still alive! Die, vermin!
Это нечестно.
Burn it! Die, vermin! Doesn't like burning, does it?
Они меня убьют.
Bloody monster! Burn it, boys!
Где кровь всю потратил.
You're mine, vermin!
Ну блин, не может же такого быть, чтобы противники вечно спаунились. Блин, этот со щитом еще.
Crush the leech, boys! Die, vermin! Burn it, boys! Die, vermin!
Или нельзя, чтобы он там им что-то говорил. То он не попадал, теперь попал. Система такая, не знаю, сырая, что ли, недоработанная. Где этот остался сидеть? Вот эти прибежали. Мазафакеры. Если они не глупые, они бы поняли, что надо за вампиром охотиться, пока он еще слабый. Ну, сейчас бессмысленно. Здесь вход куда-то. Куда этот вход ведет? Кровью здесь не пахнет. Здесь можно поворовать деньги. Наверное, я здесь был уже. Сколько до аптеки? 250 метров еще, блин. пойду в тот район, там вообще уже будет хрень нездоровая. Ладно, иду. Бегу я в тот район, в аптеку за лекарством. Анемия. Надо будет сделать лекарства какие-то. Так. Ну, какой-то... А нет, это в натуре бомж со светящимся глазом. Ребята, я вам не друг, то есть я вам не враг. Вот сейчас этого позову, вы с ним разбираетесь. Где они? Где они? Что вы типа не можете спуститься? Ну спускайтесь, вот я. Вот он я. Ну ладно, пофиг на них. Чувачки, я добрый. Я в аптеку иду за лекарством. Какой вампир будет идти в аптеку за лекарством? Вы сошли с ума, люди. Так, здесь проход должен быть. Так. Да, зря я сюда пошел. Что он делает, а? Намного опаснее этих людей. Даже очень. Он утонул. Но обещал вернуться. Нет, конечно, не обещал. А, ну все, я почти рядом с аптекой. Хм. Да уж. Гриффин? ХГ Гриффин. Кто он такой? Мини-босс? А, ну у него умение создавать теневого клона. Он ниндзя из скрытого листа. Да уж. Где-то ниндзя. Ни хрена себе, вот это у него дальность атаки сумасшедшая. Еще и кошка ко мне пристает. Надо паузу нажать срочно. Все, кошка ко мне не пристает, я ее закинул. Так. Что-то мне указывает на то, что я проиграю сейчас этому чмошнику. крысы есть какие-то. Я здесь был? Наверное. Он восстановил себе полностью здоровье за счет того, что выпил мою кровь. Попробую обойти с этой стороны. Хотя я не уверен в том, что это поможет. Как в это играть? Нет, кровь. Скоро вся кровь кончится. Это нечестно. Целый час от него бегать. Это их отрыжка. Долго будет это продолжаться. К сожалению, долго. Ну, конечно, он просто взял, застрял в телеге. Он еще регенерируется. Как он меня все бьет? Это, блин, ненормально. Это аптека дурацкая. Заказчик доктор Торрес Стрикланд. Первым вещей.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
И что дальше? Это все Я, блин, чуть не сдох только из одной бумажки. Что, реально? Да блин, ну эта игра и совсем какая-то ненормальная. От нее мой пукан горит. Очень сильно. Так. Есть какие-то крысы. Блин. Еще игра тормозит. Наверное, я уже пришел. Даже не наверное, а точно. Головная боль. Ой, это кто?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed of the Pembroke Hospital. May I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed. So it's you who saved my friend Oswald. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
And you are?
Newton Blight. Oswald and I recently returned from the war.
Дружбаны по войне. Так, что там? Личных вопросов нельзя задать. Расскажите
What
мне
can
о
you
войне.
tell me about the war, Mr. Blight?
Идите отсюда.
If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere.
Я тоже воевал. Во
I
Франции.
fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
Так, а вы знали Освальда раньше?
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
Понятно. Уходите отсюда.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run.
Это
It's that
женская
fear that
черта.
stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
Фобия крыс с типа назад. Боязнь.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
It started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Окей, я понял.
Goodbye, Mr.
Освальда головная боль.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Задать личные вопросы. Боязнь закрытых
Do you want to
пространств.
talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
Вас похоронили за...
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days, without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Мне все равно не хочется, блин.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. Oh, the terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
О постыдных мыслях.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive, just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
Fucking love? Ну понятно, гомосятина какая-то.
What you endured was
Ай,
terrifying.
блин, можно было...
It would have
и не
completely
думать.
destroyed weaker men.
It did not
В чём-то
destroy Newton.
Интересно. Чувство...
Tell me about your...
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Так, я восхищаюсь вашей
I
честью.
admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
Как вы оказались...
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after
Это
an argument with a
организация,
friend.
которая вас спасла.
Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Tell me about it.
That's what the...
Понятно.
Why did you run?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital.
Почему не пойти в
Oswald,
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was...
your fear of being trapped is...
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to...
Ай, блин, у вас есть
Mr. Thatcher.
работа?
No. Since I came back...
I understand what you mean.
No. No.
Понятно, что никто не пере...
Goodbye, Mr.
Так, где твой любовничек лазит? Так, что там? Головная боль. Анемия. Эй, голубочек.
Hello again, Mr. Blythe.
Петушок.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Ах ты ж петушок.
You and Oswald...
Yeah,
Так,
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
it wasn't the first time it happened to me.
можно было
Surviving that again
подозревать
gave me strength.
это Don't Not в том, что у
You
них
believe
будет
that?
что-то подобное в игре.
How did you
no,
survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water and...
How do you feel about Oswald
Голоситы,
Thatcher?
негры.
You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him.
Я люблю Освальда.
I love Oswald.
What frightens you?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that.
Так, любите и будьте любимы.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy...
I appreciate your kind words.
Ой, боже мой, что за хрень?
Goodbye, Mr.
Так, где там Освальд? Да и у него что-то спросить еще напоследок.
Good evening.
Так, о чувствах Ньютона.
Newton is conflicted about his...
It makes me sad and angry.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck them all.
Goodbye, Mr.
Здесь крысы есть какие-то. Блин. Что с управлением не так, а? Пищит как крыса. На деле нету ничего. Ну все, теперь можно со всеми здесь поговорить. Так, эти все здоровы. Так, а что же там? Чем все болеют? Так, ее загипнотизировать нельзя.
Another night with the glorious battalion of
Pembroke is so lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in New York.
А, вот, Тельма. Тельма, я убил твоих преследователей.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Отличный вопрос о вампире.
Tell me, Thelma.
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
Okay.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense, now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
Так, личные вопросы.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
Это недоразумение.
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind.
Отлично. Все, расследование завершено.
I'll leave you, Miss...
Так, где эти врачи дурацкие? Доктор Вейвери. Так.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
Вон там.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Личные вопросы? Нет.
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances, and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
Так, что он там хотел, я так не понял. Помощь о тайных...
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
Так, да вы шутите. Сделайте перерыв.
Don't you think we have enough work already? Perhaps now is not the best time to be chasing shadows.
Chasing shadows, really? It's funny those words coming from the only doctor here who has spent more time outside this hospital than in.
Так, все. Тут отличные вопросы.
Goodbye, Doc. I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Так, надо лекарство от анемии и от еще чего-то. От головной боли. Так, где кабинет? Да чтобы этот район был полностью здоровый. Все остальные насрать. Так. Что там?
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Круто. Так, лекарство от анемии. Бронхита, от сепсиса, от переутомления, от простуды. Я не помню, что там было. Так, работать. От железа. Надо пилку проапгрейдить. Что это делает фигня? Так. Обычный мачете не нужен. Так, пилку можно проапгрейдить. А дальше наносим урон. Но это уже она умеет, да? А нет, здесь 5 единиц крови. Урон или кровь? Лучше урон. Старый ампутационный нож, обычный кол, старый кол. Можно его разобрать как-то? Нет, нельзя. Дубинка. Лучше, чем этот кол. $20, 25, 30, 35. 20, 25, 30, 35. Ну, дубинки типа больше вариативность. Надо посрать, короче, на эту дубинку. Исследовать. А как же там с этими лекарствами?
Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Aykroyd.
Чтобы там Викрейда. Как зарубить чувака? Помнить, выйти. Что у меня есть такое? А вот анемия, головная боль. Лекарство от головной боли. Где его взять? Сыворотки. Надо какую-то сыворотку создать. Слабая сыворотка крови. Так. Простуда, переутомление. Так, а зачем я сюда вышел? Лучше через окно прыгнуть. Что те голубки на улице лазят. Анемия.
Hey, Doc.
Привет.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're...
This place is full.
Дать лекарство.
Consider yourself lucky.
Don't play the innocent.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Hey, Doc.
I'll leave.
Что я туда нажал? А, ну все, выздоровел. Вот где от головной боли найти лекарство? Надо выпить все-таки сыворотку. А, вот загадочный рецепт. Нужно исследовать. Ну как же я его исследую, блин? Это что? А, кольцо. Плацебо. Сепсиса. ТДЖ. Почему я не могу нажать на ТДЖ? Странно.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
Good evening, Milk.
Good evening, Doc.
Так, торговать.
I'd like...
Wise choice, Doc.
Что у него есть? Патрон. Добавить Милтона. Ладно, ничего у тебя нет хорошего. Прикрыду, Стрихленду. Блин, не знаю, со Стрихлендом поговорить, а Прикрыду все. Не знаю, мне кажется... Прикрыт все-таки...
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Так, Уэверли не одобряет. Не станет подавать на Тору Стрикленда, несмотря на соперничество. А, ну тогда я ему расскажу все.
I know that you're a busy man, but I could use your help and advice.
The great Dr. Reed honors me with a request. What is it exactly?
Dr. Strickland devised an experimental drug for the Spanish flu, that he asked me to manufacture.
You know what I think of fringe medical experimentation?
That's exactly why I want you to keep the result, Doctor. I made sure it won't harm anyone, but I'd like you to take care of it.
I see. Put it in my cabinet. I'll give you the key. I'll make sure no one uses this medication by mistake.
I'll do that. Thank you for your help, Dr. Ackroyd.
Thank you for your trust on the matter, Dr. Reed.
Теперь я могу зайти в его
Thank you for your
кабинет.
time. We'll talk later.
Так, и что там дальше? Положить лекарство в кабинет доктора. Позор, все воры, обманщики. Все, зайду я теперь в твой кабинет.
It's locked.
Заберу. И выведу тебя на чистую воду, не просто так ты. Да нет, ничего не видно. Нет, деньги мне не нужны. Так, я вынужден, да, на служебном проступке, который Барнаган вела себя непрофессионально. Не должна ставить диагноз и выписывать лекарства. Так, понятно. Он настучал на сестру. Говнюка.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
И куда его положить, эту хрень? В кабинете.
Now that Dr. Ackroyd has been warned, he should make good use of this formula.
Блин, как же я исследую вот эту хрень? Исследовать. Не исследуется ничего. Я сначала поменяю. Так, где там инвентарь? Все обычный кол 18. Палец. Может поспать, прокачать навыки. Я понял, что надо качать навыки, чтобы иметь возможность защищаться. Сейчас подумаю. Оборонительный. Жертва такую, что при каждом попадании поглощаете кровь противника. Вы научились, теперь ваши удары оглушают. Блин, лучше оглушение. Хотя даже не знаю, что лучше. Ладно, пускай будет это. Уровня не хватает. Если не хватает уровня, лучше аутофагию прокачаю. Тактически. Надо здоровье прокачать. Насчет стойкости не знаю, но кровь точно надо качать. Качать, стойкость не качать, а потом покачаем. Он хотят хилиться за день. Так, Вайчи, за несколько десятки людей. Кто пропал? Сообщили пресса. А, то есть они... Да пофиг. Ну, этот вылечился, уже хорошо. Так, здоровье восстановилось, но крови нет. Исследование завершено. Где-то моя леди-вампирша. Я хочу с тобой поговорить. Но это не ты. Ах ты гадина. Понятно.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Он доверял вам.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
Обвинения не были ложными.
We are vampires.
Мы вампиры.
We live by leeching the blood from weaker prey. We are Darwin's next chapter. His cynical and perhaps ultimate expression.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
О себе. О леди Эшбери расскажи. Сколько вам... А, почему вы спасли?
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
Меня создал не William.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
Что такое скаль?
What type of vampire is a skull?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
Сколько вам лет?
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Это не вся правда.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
Вы знаете его братство?
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Какая же добрая. Так, а в себе. Так, то есть я вампир?
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Ekon. Ekony это вампиры.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Вы тоже Ekon?
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
Блин, даже это скучно.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Вы меня создали.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Graf Dracula.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
Как становятся вампирами?
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake?
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
Так, что там о Лондоне? Что я встретил охотника на вампира?
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Это секта?
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
Эпидемия чумы.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady.
И что дальше?
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Попробую через улицу запрыгнуть. Вон. Да, я могу. Блин, только надо прицелиться. И никто это не заметил. Ха-ха-ха. Слабая сыворотка выносливости.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Глава 3. Так, обновление задания. Так, вижу, кабинет. Здесь он, по-моему. Доктор Свонсик. Где рецепт найти на лекарство?
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak. But I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
Так, я проанализировал кровь.
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
Слишком опасно.
But the risk of infection using vampire blood could compound the situation.
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and your blood, there's nothing we couldn't cure.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Что тут такого? Гробница до Стоунбриджского кладбища. Надеюсь, там никого не встречу. Потому что мне эти драки надоели уже. Я бы не сказал, что они неинтересны.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary.
Далеко до... А, да недалеко, в принципе.
I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Последний будет бой за графом Дракулой. Дракулой. Иммигранте из Румынии, который сюда приехал из-за войны. Крыска.
This is despicable.
Крыса.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Это труп женщины. Блин, ну эти опять чуваки из Привейна. Это убежище или что? Сейф с таблетками. То есть можно и не драться ни с кем, я так понял. Просто прыгать по крышам. Так, стрелок. Не, блин, полностью от них убежать нельзя. Апгрейдил пилку, намного стало лучше. Да уж. Теперь вообще не интересно. То слишком сильные противники, то слишком слабые. Как-то непонятно.
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Скаль. А здесь человек какой-то. Давай в беде, надо спасти вдову. Давай, я тебя спасу. Сделаю. Что же можно взять от бедной вдовы? Блин, заговорился. Эти извращенцы на меня напали. Дегенераты. Какого клонится? Какого клонится? Ну, возвращение стало меньше. Да заткнись-то, а. Эй, вдовушка, привет.
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Shaoshun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the... This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
Blood trail? Куда ведет этот след кровавый?
It's locked, all right.
Так, кровавый след. Ну, вдовушку я спас. Китаяночку. А, теперь что? Нет, кровавый след не сюда ведет. Сейчас спасу этого ученика.
As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good way.
Да пошел ты нафиг. А, это Самуэль. Извращенский пацан. Блин, я же его стукнул. Всю кровь потратил, придурки. Сейчас Whitaker такой праведный. Понятно, тут он пишет. Что отец Витакер. Мы пошли в бордели. Я должен признать, что очень боялся встречаться с путными женщинами, но оказалось, что эти здания и шлюхи там и зараза. Клиенты быстро пугаются о болезнях. Что не смогли пошевелиться, когда я облила тело бензином. Теперь их души очистились. Понятно, он убивал проституток.
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Крыска, стой, крыса.
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
Ладно, все. Самуэля я убил. Это куда вход? В домике? Что это за домик на кладбище, интересно? Так. Здесь есть какие-то следы? Нету, не похоже. Деньги. Деньги. Так, ладно. Еще минут 20 поиграю. Это дружбаны Самуэля. Блин, он ломает надгробие. Вандал. Почему этого глаза светятся? Блин, потому что этот круче, чем этот. Вот почему у него глаза светятся. Глупо, сколько крови. Что ты? Надо же такому случиться, несчастью. Мухи, а не вампиры. Зачем? На кладбище мертвецы. Ну, то есть, вернее, вот эти скалы. Живых людей нету почти. Тем более по ночам. Кто здесь ходит? Образец разбавленной чистой крови. Эй, алкаш, что тебе надо? Ну, давай, подходи. Ого, что это было? Суперудар? как умею. Не, ну не сейчас. Ну и скоро я туда приду. Все, иду, не могу дойти, а. Так, почему туда нельзя запрыгнуть? Это что? Денежка. Денежка. Что здесь, мини-босс будет какой-то? Ну, скорее мама. Мини-босс мама.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
Найти укромное место. А где же? А, ну все, нашел.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Какая-то розочка неестественная.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Кто ночью хоронит людей? Что дня у них не было. Это бред полный. Это же ты убил свою сеструху.
Oh, Mary.
What have I done?
If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
Что вампиры тоже трахаются. Чувствую себя
I wish the
лицемером.
tears would come, but I'm empty. And I feel a hypocrite.
Let your pain run free, Jonathan. Don't smother it. What you feel is your humanity. Don't be so quick to lose it.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered. And it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How is it possible? Tell me. Is it so easy to take a life every night and then just smile and nod at those you spared?
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You've felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
Я последую вашему совету.
Thank you, my lady.
My lady.
I will.
Good. But be careful. If I found you here, others may too.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
На штанах ходит. Я думаю, стоит на этом моменте, да в обиде, на этом моменте окончить игру. Ладно.